In this last brief lecture on Renaissance art, I want to say a few words about the basic question that emerged following the death of Michelangelo and Raphael and Da Vinci, a problem that artists in this new style have faced ever since. And that's the question, what do you do if the goal of the artist is to be original, to be creative? And that is the Renaissance understanding of the art, that you write, you sign your paintings, you are bringing your own creative vision to the work. What do you do after the greatest masters of this new style have already done what they've done? How could anyone surpass the genius and the nuance and the subtlety and the expressiveness of people like Da Vinci and Raphael and Michelangelo? That was the problem that their heirs faced, and it's been a problem, I call it a problem, it's been a challenge in the world of art ever since. You can't understand modern art if you find modern art strange or odd or disgusting. One reason is that it is an attempt to answer in an ongoing way the challenge of creativity. What do you do when the realistic art, three-dimensional art, has already been done? What emerged in the late Renaissance was a new style called Mannerism that responded to this in a couple of ways. One was to take realism to the extreme. This is a painting by Matthias Grunewald, housed at the Museum unter den Linden in Colmar. You can still see it today. It's an astonishing painting when you see it up close and in person, of the crucifixion of Christ, in which Christ is depicted in a level of gore and of pain that goes beyond realism. Here are fantastic characters from the gates of hell that Grunewald depicts as part of the temptation of Christ. Here's Grunewald's depiction of Christ's resurrection, kind of an explosion of color and image and light and shadow. It's not Renaissance art, but it also is sort of beyond the realism of the high Renaissance. With the Spanish artist El Greco at the end of the 16th century, we see a further exploration of this new style of art, a kind of beyond realism. Clearly there's a sense of depth, three-dimensionality to it. Greco could paint realistically, but he wants to use this odd juxtaposition of color to communicate a kind of message or a meaning that goes beyond realism. Here he shows a summer storm, and you have a sense of the foreboding character and quality of the storm. A picture that is realistic, but not realistic in the traditional Renaissance sense. And then the post-Renaissance painters just get silly. Here are a series of paintings by people who are just exploring, just playing with the art form of how would you depict a portrait of somebody who loved flowers if all you had to use were flowers. Or here is a portrait of a book lover, a bibliophile, done in the form of books. I think with that we'll bring this to a quick end. I close with a few scenes of Brunelleschi's dome. Here is a traditional medieval cathedral, and to show the contrast with the powerful, looming, majestic dome of Brunelleschi's, that even today as you come into Florence, it's the first thing that meets the eye as you look over the landscape. And here are some sketches of how Brunelleschi made the dome, which you find described in much fuller detail in the book Brunelleschi's Dome, which I hope, if you haven't started reading, you should start reading that soon, and I hope you find that to be an enjoyable book. Take care.